As we move into the later stages of life, we begin to reflect on the relationships we've nurtured over the years, and we gain a deeper understanding of how much impact these relationships have on our overall sense of well-being. In our youth, we might have tolerated certain relationships out of obligation or a sense of duty, but as we age, we realize that our time and energy are precious commodities that should not be squandered on relationships that drain us emotionally or negatively impact our peace of mind. In this new phase of life, it is essential to protect our emotional health by consciously setting boundaries with individuals, whether they are neighbors, family members, or even long-term friends who no longer contribute positively to our lives. The wisdom of letting go of draining relationships. A major aspect of living a fulfilling life as we grow older is recognizing that not all relationships are worth keeping. The ability to discern between relationships that nourish us and those that drain us becomes more evident as we gain wisdom over time. As we age, we tend to understand the importance of our emotional and mental peace, which means we must acknowledge when it's necessary to step away from certain individuals, people who may be toxic, draining, or simply unable to provide the positivity and support we deserve. Reflecting on the relationships of our youth, many of us can recall tolerating difficult people out of obligation, whether they were family members, co-workers, or acquaintances. We might have held on to the hope that things would improve, or that the relationship would somehow become more fulfilling in time. However, with age comes clarity, the realization that not all relationships are meant to last, and that it is okay to let go. In fact, doing so can be one of the most liberating acts of self-care we can offer ourselves. As we enter our later years, we no longer need to endure emotional turmoil from relationships that continuously cause us pain. This is a time to prioritize our mental health, to surround ourselves with people who uplift us, and to create a life that reflects our personal values and desires for peace, joy, and purpose. The role of mindful boundaries with neighbors. Our neighbors often become an extension of our social circle, sharing in the rhythms of daily life. They are present during celebrations, holidays, and community events. However, just as with any relationship, it's important to remember that not all neighbors contribute positively to our environment. Some may be critical, negative, or even invasive in ways that rob us of the peace we deserve in our homes. Take a moment to imagine living in a space where each interaction with a neighbor feels emotionally taxing. Perhaps they are constantly complaining about trivial matters, critiquing the community, or offering unsolicited advice about how you should live your life. These exchanges may seem small at first, simple irritations that can be brushed off, but over time, the cumulative effect of these negative encounters can erode your peace of mind. What once felt like minor annoyances may become a constant drain on your mental energy. It's important to recognize that these types of interactions can leave us feeling emotionally exhausted. After a conversation with a particularly draining neighbor, you might find yourself feeling frustrated, agitated, or even demoralized. This is because negativity, when repeatedly encountered, tends to seep into our psyche and influence our emotional state. That sense of unease may linger long after the conversation is over, making it more difficult to enjoy the comfort of your own space. Setting boundaries with neighbors doesn't have to involve confrontation or harsh words. In fact, the best way to manage these relationships is often through subtle yet firm boundaries. You don't have to engage in long discussions or spend time with individuals who bring negativity into your life. A quick greeting or a brief exchange can maintain civility without inviting unnecessary emotional strain into your life. By keeping your interactions with difficult neighbors light and concise, you can maintain your peace while still acknowledging their presence in a polite manner. Dealing with intrusive neighbors. Another common challenge with neighbors, particularly in our later years, is the issue of privacy. As we age, we may value solitude and quiet time more than ever before. Our home becomes our sanctuary, a space where we seek refuge from the outside world. However, some neighbors may see this need for privacy as an invitation to intrude into our personal lives. They may knock on our doors frequently, offering unsolicited advice, gossiping, or attempting to engage in lengthy conversations that we don't wish to have. These intrusive behaviors can feel uncomfortable and unsettling, especially when they disrupt the sense of peace that should define our home life. What might initially seem like friendly gestures can quickly turn into an overwhelming sense of vulnerability. After all, your home is meant to be a safe haven, a place where you can unwind, relax, and reflect without external pressures. When this sanctuary is invaded by unwanted interactions, it can cause anxiety, frustration, and even resentment. If you're finding that certain neighbors are continually intruding into your personal space, it's crucial to set clear, gentle boundaries. This could mean politely declining offers for advice, letting them know that you value your personal time, or even expressing that you prefer to spend time in solitude. Communication is key, but it's also important to remain respectful while asserting your need for privacy. A simple, "I really appreciate your concern, but I'm going to have to pass on that for now," can be enough to make it clear that your time is valuable and that you wish to maintain your privacy. Managing energy drainers in your life beyond intrusive neighbors. Another category of individuals who may disrupt your peace are the so-called energy drainers. These are the people in your life who, while well-meaning, seem to consistently deplete your emotional reserves. They may constantly seek your attention, share their problems without reciprocating emotional support, or unload their worries onto you. Though you may care deeply for these individuals, it's important to recognize when these interactions begin to take a toll on your own mental health. Engaging with an energy drainer can leave you feeling emotionally exhausted. After each conversation, you might find yourself depleted, as if you've given away pieces of yourself without receiving anything in return. While it's natural to want to help and support others, it's equally important to acknowledge that your emotional energy is finite and you must protect it. Setting limits on these relationships is essential for maintaining your own well-being. Setting boundaries with energy drainers might involve gently steering the conversation toward lighter topics, expressing your need for a break from heavy discussions, or letting them know when you need to prioritize your own needs. It's important to understand that protecting your mental health is not selfish. Rather, it's an act of self-love and a necessary step in ensuring that you can continue to show up for others in a healthy, balanced way. Prioritizing peace and healthy relationships. As we grow older, one of the most profound gifts is the ability to prioritize our emotional well-being and to choose relationships that genuinely enhance our lives. By setting mindful boundaries with neighbors, family members, and friends, we are not closing ourselves off to others, but rather creating space for the relationships that bring us joy, support, and peace. Aging is a time of reflection and growth, and it offers the opportunity to surround ourselves with people who nurture our emotional health and help us live with purpose. Setting boundaries is not about severing relationships, but about cultivating a healthy balance that allows us to preserve our peace while still fostering love and connection. Letting go of toxic or draining relationships opens the door to deeper, more meaningful connections that will enrich our lives in our golden years and beyond. Reevaluating relationships, the freedom to choose. In our younger years, we often tolerate relationships out of obligation or the hope that things might improve. We carry these connections with us, sometimes unaware of the emotional toll they are taking. As we age, however, we gain a unique wisdom that allows us to evaluate the quality of the relationships around us more clearly. The people we choose to surround ourselves with have the power to either uplift our spirits or drain us emotionally. It becomes essential to prioritize relationships that nurture our souls, bringing positivity, love, and joy into our daily lives. We may find ourselves facing difficult decisions about distancing ourselves from certain individuals, whether they are family members, friends, or even neighbors. While these decisions can feel challenging or uncomfortable, it is important to remember that protecting our emotional well-being is an act of self-respect. By creating boundaries and selectively engaging with people who respect and support our values, we open ourselves to an environment that fosters growth and fulfillment. The power of boundaries. Respecting your emotional health. The act of setting boundaries is not always easy, especially when it involves people we have known for a long time. It can feel like a betrayal or a rejection, but in reality, Boundaries are a form of self-care and self-love. The relationships we maintain as we age should be those that add to our happiness rather than subtract from it. Whether it's a neighbor who constantly criticizes or a family member who imposes negative energy, we have the right to step back from relationships that disrupt our peace. For instance, some neighbors may have a tendency to complain about everything around them, from the weather to the state of the community. At first, these conversations might seem minor, but over time, the constant negativity can begin to weigh on us, leaving us drained and emotionally exhausted. In such cases, setting boundaries may mean limiting our interactions, perhaps with a polite but firm response when they start to vent their frustrations. It's also important to consider privacy and respect in our relationships with neighbors. As we age, we may find that we value our personal space and quiet time more than ever. However, some neighbors may not recognize this need and might frequently stop by to offer unsolicited advice or gossip. These well-meaning but intrusive interactions can leave us feeling vulnerable and overwhelmed. In these situations, setting boundaries can be as simple as politely stating that we prefer to keep our time and space to ourselves. The energy drainers, protecting your vitality. In addition to those who cause emotional distress, we also encounter individuals who drain our energy. These are the people who constantly seek our attention, unload their problems on us, or expect us to be their emotional support without reciprocating in any meaningful way. While it's natural to want to help others, we must recognize when these relationships are no longer sustainable for our well-being. Our energy is limited, and it is essential to preserve it for the relationships and activities that truly bring us joy and fulfillment. Recognizing the signs of an energy-draining relationship can be difficult, as these individuals often don't mean any harm. However, their constant demands for attention can leave us feeling emotionally drained and spent. It's important to acknowledge these feelings and set limits. For example, if a friend or family member regularly calls to vent about their struggles, we can still offer support, but we should also make it clear that we have boundaries around the time and energy we can dedicate to such conversations. Being firm yet compassionate in our responses allows us to remain supportive without sacrificing our own emotional health. Distance from negativity, choosing to surround yourself with positivity. Perhaps one of the most transformative aspects of aging is the ability to choose the energy we surround ourselves with. As we grow older, we begin to understand the value of maintaining a positive environment, one that encourages personal growth, fosters joy, and nurtures inner peace. Negative people, especially family members who are chronic pessimists or constant critics, can have a profound effect on our mental and emotional health. It's vital to recognize when it's time to limit our interactions with individuals who perpetually drag us down. For example, a relative who consistently finds fault with every aspect of our lives, our choices, our appearance, or our relationships, can have a detrimental impact on our sense of self-worth. While we may still love them, it's okay to step back from these individuals in order to preserve our emotional well-being. Limiting these interactions does not mean we are abandoning them. Rather, it means that we are choosing to protect our peace and cultivate an environment where we can thrive. The same holds true for relatives who may seek financial assistance without regard for our own financial security. As we age, it becomes increasingly important to prioritize our own financial stability, ensuring that we have the resources to care for ourselves. Constantly being asked for money or feeling financially obligated to help can cause unnecessary stress and anxiety. Establishing clear boundaries around financial support is not only necessary for our own well-being, but it also encourages our relatives to seek independence and responsibility. Cultivating loving and respectful partnerships. While it is crucial to set boundaries with those who drain us, it is equally important to nurture relationships that uplift us. A loving, respectful partnership, whether with a spouse, a close friend, or a family member, is one of the most profound sources of joy in our later years. These relationships are built on trust, mutual respect, and shared values. They offer us the support and companionship we need to navigate the challenges of aging with grace. As we age, our relationships with our spouses or partners may evolve. The focus may shift from raising children or building careers to cherishing quiet moments together, reflecting on shared memories, and supporting each other's dreams and aspirations. Fostering this type of partnership requires patience, communication, and a willingness to grow together. It is in these deep connections that we find the strength to face the future with confidence and joy. Embracing the freedom of letting go. Letting go of relationships that no longer serve us is an act of liberation. It frees up space for new experiences, new connections, and new opportunities for growth. As we age, it is natural to want to surround ourselves with people who add to our lives in meaningful ways, who make us feel supported, appreciated, and loved. By releasing the weight of toxic or draining relationships, we create room for more fulfilling and authentic connections. This process of letting go can be both emotional and freeing. It may require difficult conversations, and it may bring up feelings of guilt or sadness. However, the freedom that comes from choosing peace over obligation far outweighs the temporary discomfort of setting boundaries. We are not cutting ties with the people we love. Instead, we are protecting our own peace and well-being. Living a fulfilled life in our later years. In our later years, we have the unique opportunity to live life on our own terms. We no longer have to navigate relationships out of obligation or fear of judgment. Instead, we can choose the relationships and activities that bring us the most joy and fulfillment. This is a time to embrace freedom, the freedom to say no when we need to, the freedom to pursue our passions, and the freedom to live authentically. By choosing peace over obligation, we create a life that is not only rich in love and connection, but also in personal growth, purpose, and happiness. These years are a gift, one that we can embrace fully by taking care of our bodies, minds, and relationships, and by letting go of anything that no longer serves us. As we step into this new chapter, we do so with the knowledge that we deserve to live a life filled with peace, joy, and fulfillment. Experimenting with nutrient-dense ingredients. A key step in making each meal a true celebration is exploring new ingredients and flavors that contribute to both physical health and mental well-being. Imagine creating dishes with vibrant, nutrient-packed ingredients like fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Not only do these foods enhance the body's ability to function optimally, but they also provide mental clarity and a sense of inner peace. Cooking with mindfulness allows you to engage with the food on a deeper level, becoming attuned to the textures, colors, and smells that nature offers. As you begin to experiment with new recipes, you'll discover that each meal can be an exciting experiment, an exploration of taste, texture, and health. This practice not only brings joy to the act of cooking, but it also shifts the mindset towards seeing food as a way to nourish rather than just fill the stomach. The ingredients you choose can make a significant impact on your emotional well-being. For example, omega-3 rich foods like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds have been shown to boost mood and reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. Meanwhile, foods rich in antioxidants like berries, dark leafy greens, and tomatoes fight free radicals, reducing oxidative stress and supporting brain health. By infusing creativity and intention into the meals you prepare, eating becomes more than a basic function. It becomes a meaningful ritual of care. Mindfulness and emotional well-being. Incorporating mindfulness into our daily routines, especially when it comes to food, can create lasting benefits for emotional health. Mindfulness, which involves paying focused attention to the present moment with a non-judgmental attitude, plays a vital role in mental clarity. By practicing mindfulness through simple activities like deep breathing, meditation, or quiet reflection, we can calm the mind and alleviate stress. This practice fosters a sense of inner peace, which is crucial for emotional stability. When we engage in mindfulness, we create space for our thoughts and emotions to settle, clearing mental fog and allowing us to focus on what is truly important. Even small moments of mindfulness, such as pausing for a few moments to take a few deep breaths before beginning a task or reflecting on the blessings of the day before bed, can have profound effects on emotional well-being. Over time, this practice builds emotional resilience, helping us to respond to life's challenges with grace and a sense of calm. For instance, practicing mindful eating, taking time to appreciate the appearance, smell, texture, and flavor of your food can turn mealtime into a sanctuary of calm, a retreat from the stressors of daily life. This practice encourages us to slow down, allowing our bodies to digest and absorb nutrients more efficiently, while also fostering a sense of gratitude for the food that sustains us. As we cultivate mindfulness in all aspects of our lives, from eating to daily interactions, we begin to notice how much more we appreciate the present moment, enriching both our emotional and mental health. The power of social connections. As we journey through life, it's easy to become isolated, especially as we age and our social circles may shrink. However, meaningful human connections are essential to maintaining a sharp mind and emotional well-being. Social interactions do more than alleviate loneliness. They stimulate our brains, encourage the exchange of ideas, and create opportunities for growth. Whether through family gatherings, friendships, or community events, social relationships play a vital role in maintaining mental clarity and stability. Engaging in lively conversations with friends or loved ones challenges our thinking, allows us to share experiences, and deepens our understanding of the world. These interactions can reduce feelings of isolation and help us feel connected, not just to others, but also to our own sense of purpose. Research has shown that individuals with strong social networks tend to live longer, healthier lives with reduced rates of depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. The simple act of talking with someone, whether you're sharing a meal or reminiscing about old memories, can foster feelings of joy and belonging. Maintaining these relationships is just as important as physical health. Just as we prioritize fitness for our bodies, we should prioritize mental and emotional fitness by nurturing connections that lift us up. It's in the act of sharing a cup of coffee with a friend, participating in a community event, or helping someone in need that we foster emotional health and create a strong sense of belonging. Consider joining clubs or organizations that align with your interests, or volunteer in your community to build new connections. The friendships and bonds formed in these spaces not only enhance your life, but also create a sense of support, helping you navigate the ups and downs that life presents. The importance of sleep and rest for restoration. Sleep is often undervalued in the fast-paced world we live in, but it is an integral pillar of both mental and physical health. Rest is not merely a nightly routine. It is a critical time for the body and mind to recharge. A restful night's sleep is essential for processing emotions, consolidating memories, and preparing for the day ahead. Without it, our cognitive functions, such as memory, focus, and emotional regulation, can falter. When we sleep, our brains are hard at work, processing information, clearing out waste, and rejuvenating the body. This makes sleep a crucial component of our mental clarity and emotional well-being. As we age, our sleep patterns may change, and it can become more difficult to get the deep restorative sleep we need. But by creating a calming bedtime routine, we can support our bodies in getting the rest they require. Gentle practices like reading a calming book, sipping herbal tea, or using relaxation techniques like deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation can help prepare the mind for sleep. Additionally, limiting screen time before bed, avoiding large meals or caffeine late in the day, and dimming the lights an hour before bed can signal to your body that it is time to wind down. Creating a peaceful sleep environment by ensuring the room is cool, quiet, and dark can make a profound difference in the quality of your sleep. In addition to nighttime rest, taking short naps throughout the day or incorporating moments of stillness into your routine can provide significant mental and physical restoration. These brief periods of rest allow your mind to recharge, preventing burnout and maintaining focus and clarity throughout the day. Supporting physical and mental health, the gift of self-care. Caring for your physical and mental health is an ongoing act of self-love. It is not merely about avoiding illness, but about creating a life of ease, grace, and contentment. A body that moves with comfort and a mind that remains sharp enable us to engage fully with life. Simple pleasures, like walking in nature, reading a good book, or enjoying a heartfelt conversation, nourish both body and soul. When we prioritize health, we are investing in a future filled with vitality and purpose. Regular physical activity, whether through walking, yoga, or dancing, helps maintain cardiovascular health, flexibility, and strength. These activities release endorphins, improving mood and reducing stress. Similarly, engaging in mental exercises such as reading, puzzles, or creative activities can keep the brain sharp and agile. In nurturing both the body and the mind, we are crafting a life that is rich in vitality and meaningful experiences. By approaching health holistically, taking care of both physical and mental needs, we allow ourselves to experience life more fully. Whether it's enjoying the simple pleasure of cooking a favorite meal or laughing with loved ones, the act of caring for yourself enhances the quality of your life. Taking the time to slow down, nurture your health, and find joy in everyday moments fosters a deep sense of fulfillment, the ever-strengthening bond of spouses in later life. For many, aging is a journey best traveled with a loving partner. A long-lasting marriage is not just about sharing the passage of time, it is about building a legacy of love, support, and shared growth. As you age together, the bond you share with your spouse deepens, becoming a profound source of comfort and strength. The challenges of life are met with greater resilience when faced as a team, and the joys of life are amplified when celebrated together. A long-term partnership becomes a tapestry woven with memories of laughter, shared tears, and the quiet moments that define a life well lived. In later years, the opportunity to rediscover one another through new hobbies, conversations, and experiences can breathe fresh life into the relationship. The simple acts of care, like cooking together or sitting in silence, become treasured moments that build intimacy and reinforce the foundation of trust and mutual respect. The relationship you share with your spouse provides a sanctuary, a safe space where you can both be yourselves, free from judgment. These quiet moments, whether enjoying a cup of tea together or watching the sunset, are reminders of the love that has sustained you both through life's ups and downs. As you both age, you grow in your understanding of each other's needs and desires, and this awareness only strengthens the bond that holds you together.